Alright, so I'm going to start from scratch and show you how to set up one from scratch. If you want to, you can duplicate like the schematic if you want it to look like the schematic, but I'm going to start from the plan A1 and just show you how to do it from scratch. So what I want to do here is I'm going to eventually create just a little bar in this area right here. So I'm going to duplicate this and create a sort of truncated plan that only looks at this area in a larger scale. These drawings, the view scale, these views, the view scale is set to 1/8 of an inch, and maybe I want to look at it a 1/4 inch or a little larger when I'm working on a specific part of the drawing. So what you would do is go to Plan A1, duplicate that view. So it will duplicate or duplicate with detailing, and I'll show you what both of those are. So if I duplicate it, it will make a copy of it, but it will not bring the rooms and the room tags in with it. So what I want to do is I actually want to duplicate it with detailing. So I'll Control Z that, and I'll come in here and duplicate the view with detailing. And it will bring the 2D elements, which these things, when I create them, only exist in that view, and that's a detailing element. And then the next thing I want to do is create a much smaller plan for this guy, and there's a couple of different ways to do that. You can do it just as a separate floor plan, which is what I'm going to do right now. You can also do it as a detail call out, but I'm going to do it as a separate floor plan right now. So what I can do is come down here, and you can see there's a cropping region down here. There's a crop view and show crop region. So I'm going to turn on the crop region to show. So I'll click on that, and you'll see this little crop region show up. And I'm just going to size it to the area in which I want to view the model, right? So I'm going to come in here and I'll just say I want to look at maybe this little bit of a smaller part of the floor plan. And then what I can do is I can tell it to crop. So if I crop the view, I'll come in and crop it. And then maybe I don't want these guys in here, so I'll just delete them. I'll pick these are called room tags, and I'll delete them. And it says a room tag was deleted, but the corresponding room still exists, and that's fine. So I'm just kind of going and cleaning this guy up. And then what I want to do is I don't really want these sections showing, so I'm going to pick them and type VH, which will hide them. So I'll VH, and it will hide all of the sections. So now I'm just looking at this little bit of floor plan. So now what I want to do is I want to update the graphics so they aren't purple and all that kind of stuff. So the way that you can update graphics per view, so this will only change the way this view looks, is you can go into the visibility graphics, so VV, and you'll see if I scroll down, you'll see a couple of differences, like the floors have been turned to gray, right? And if I scroll the rest of the way down, you'll see that the walls are slightly transparent and they are set to purple. So what that does is it overrides the default settings, and if you watch the visibility graphics object styles, you'll see what the difference between those are. And I gave you the link on Canvas page. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select all, and I'm going to remove all of the visibility graphics overrides. So I'm just going to click on the wall here where it's purple, and I'm just going to say clear overrides and click OK. And then I'll click on this and clear overrides and click OK. And those floors had been turned to gray up here if we scroll up, and I don't have to click on it. I can click on anything since I'm selected and clear overrides. Whoops, actually I have to click on clear overrides. Oh, it won't do it. That's interesting. So you do have to click on the floors. Oh no, it did. It cleared it. So you click OK, and now you're kind of back to scratch. And maybe I don't want to see the edge of this stair, so I just pull my crop region in a little bit more. Maybe I want to crop it right at the middle of that wall. Now let's say I wanted to have the walls fill at a certain color, so I'll fill them with black. Okay, so I'll go to VV, and I'll select, you can either select all and it will fill everything with black, or you could individually go down and pick the walls and set the cut pattern to black. So I'll just go to all, and it will select everything, and I'll pick one of the blues and click on override, and it will allow me to set a foreground or a background pattern. I'm just going to set a foreground pattern to solid, and we'll set it to black and click OK. And you'll see once I click OK, it sets every section cut to black. So anything that is cut in section will be set to black. And I'll click OK, and now I have that guy set. There's a couple of other things, just to show you an example. Let's say if I didn't want the stairs to be in black, I could go to VV. I could scroll down to my stairs. And here's my stairs, and if I expand them, you get all these different settings for the stairs. So the above, the hidden lines, the nosing lines, all that kind of stuff. So if I select the hidden lines and hold down the shift key and pick all of these sort of lines that will be dashed, I can override the projection, so that's the elevation lines, and I can set those colors to, let's do a medium gray. Click OK and click OK. So now you can see if I zoom in, these guys will be set to gray. They're a little hard to see. Let's go ahead and do that again so you can see them a little better. Let's set the stairs again. We'll select these guys and let's set them to red just so you can see. Click OK and hit apply. And now you can see them turn to red. It's a little difficult to see with the gray, but I'll go in and change them maybe to a lighter gray. But just so you believe me, right? Okay. So you can go in and set any of the new floor plans. I can also come in here and change it to 1/4 of an inch. So if I go in and update this guy, now it's 1/4 of an inch. You can see it actually changing the dashed lines, right? Because, right, if I change it to 1/2 an inch, it will actually update those. Everything in Revit is annotative, so it will update based on the scale of the drawing. And then I'll come over here and rename it, which I should have done earlier. And I'll name it stair. Or let's name it bar, because that's what we're going to work on. Okay?